Welcome to the Farmcast.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Farmcast. We got an episode for you today where we're going to be talking sports, little sports stuff for the boys. There's some things going on around, sports right now, such as a pandemic and how to play sports within a pandemic.
It's crazy that's only affecting sports.
Literally, it's crazy. It's the only thing. As if we didn't make an episode about schools like a week or two ago. Yeah.
In one ear, out the other.
But you could check that. You could check that out on all streaming platforms, including video on YouTube, if you haven't already.
Wow, that sounds really good. I think I'll do that.
Yeah, me too. I'm going to do it right after this episode. Re-listen. But, so today, we're recording this on Monday. Today, it was a bad morning. It was a bad morning for sports fans, but more specifically, baseball fans. The Mariners... And I don't know if you guys know the full... The Marlins, my bad. Marlins. I don't know if you guys know the full story, but... So, this morning, they announced they had eight players test positive and 2 coaches test positive for COVID.
It's now up to 14 total.
Oh, boy.
Yep.
Oh, fuck. So, I don't know if you guys heard that. Apparently, Sunday before their game, they found out that 4 people tested positive, and they swept it under the rug. And they played the game. They sent those players out against the Phillies, I believe, and...
So, I guess my question is, who swept this under the, at what
the best shortstop of all time swept it under the rug. Derek Jeter.
See, I have the easiest solution to fixing all of this and just letting us play sports. You guys ready? It's very, very simple.
Yeah.
Ban every single team in every single sport from Florida.
Better love that.
Just saw it right off from the U.S. Like Tom and Jerry style, just cut it right off. It can be its own island, its own nation. Get Florida away from Major League sports and away from the rest of the United States.
Yeah, Florida stinks. Another plug for a past podcast. If you haven't heard our top 3, bottom 3 states, go check that out.
We may have to repost that.
No kidding.
I think we all had, several of us did have Florida in that ranking. It very much holds up after a few months.
The takes aged very well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, because they got done playing a series against the Phillies. I'm curious to see in the next day or two if any Phillies players end up testing positive. Although, I don't think this is... obviously, there's some room for concern that the entire season is going to be canceled. I don't think that it will. That kind of freaked me out that my door just opened, but it's one of my dogs. It's one of my dogs. So, Buster Olney tweeted out that in 1981, after the strike happened, some teams played 55 games, or some teams played less games, and they just went based off a win percentage, which is kind of shitty. But if that's what you have to do to play the season, I'm okay with that. As long as the biggest issue here is that the Marlins were just we don't care if we have COVID. We simply do not care.
And look, the Marlins, spoiler alert for the rest of the season, they're not making the postseason. Right. Even in 16 teams making it, they're not going to.
Why is the MLB not in charge of testing? Why is each individual team being held responsible for testing and then reporting their positive tests? Because I didn't know that was the case. I thought the league was in charge of it, because this was going to happen. I figured maybe if it happened, it would be in the playoffs or a team that's in a race for the playoffs near the end of the season, not fucking 3 games into the season.
Right. And it's the Miami Marlins.
Yeah.
This isn't the Houston Astros, chasing a pennant or something. I mean,
Houston Asterix. Thank you, sir.
Very funny.
Yeah.
This whole issue is just, it really just goes to show that the league's plan was never player-centric and for the safety of the players or anything, because there's a million cracks in this plan, and this is just one of the really obvious ones that players and teams are going to underreport themselves. I hope this sets an example early on that, look, we can't do this. You got to heavily fine the Marlins. I think Derek Jeter can afford it. I think he'll be okay.
Even if he can't, make him sell the damn team.
Yeah. It's so frustrating. And, we're recording this on a Monday, so we're a little bit in the dark as to what's going to happen. But I know today and Tuesday's games are postponed. They are not going to be played for the Marlins.
And the Phillies.
Yankees and Phillies have been postponed. And then I also just saw that Indians White Sox had been postponed as well, because I think it was the manager of the White Sox has symptoms. I don't know if that was the whole reason it got postponed, but they're going to play that game tomorrow in a doubleheader instead. But are we going to keep running into situations where we're going to keep having, 3-4 guys from a team pop up with COVID, and we're going to keep having to push games back?
It could get messy with that, but I think one thing, if I was, in charge of deciding punishment, I ban the Marlins for the year. Like, it's like you said, it's not like I banned them for the fucking year. They hid shit that would affect people's families and lives. They hid it. And they're the fucking Marlins. Like, I make a statement right now and I ban them for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I just don't know if you can do that. I get
that.
The sentiment, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
You just have to play those games, but heavy fines, loss of draft picks, it's the usual. That's what you got to do.
I don't get, honestly, when they were talking about bringing back the MLB season, and then we heard about like the NBA bubble, I always thought that, like, because I was curious how they're going to schedule the season, and it makes sense to keep everything kind of localized. You play the people in your division more, and you play like the Brewers will play teams from the NL Central more often than they would or AL Central more often than any other interleague play, But like, I always thought it'd be a good idea. Just go to the few fields they have in fucking Arizona where they do spring training, and just make their own like NBA, make their own MLB bubble type of thing down there, Because players are still traveling. Who knows like how strict the teams are about stay in your hotel. Don't you know what I mean? Like I don't know. There's just so many variables with the way the MLB is doing it. I don't know if there's any way to like really police the players, and now you have to police the organizations. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just there's a whole lot of shit. There's a whole lot of moving parts that are going on.
And I mean, at least so far, so good for the NBA bubble. The NHL is also doing a bubble. It just came out today. They had like 1,500 players tested. None of them tested positive. So yeah, I'm not a big NHL guy, but at least there's, some good news on that front. I don't know, man. Who thought it was a good idea to just say, yeah, the MLB, those guys can travel though? Like where do you draw the line?
Right.
The NHL did it perfect too, because NBA obviously as well, the bubble looks so far so good, but the NHL did it even better because it's in Canada and not Florida, so their bubble's like the best you could have done. So props to the NHL. They are going to finish their season. They will. I'll be a hockey fan. Fuck it. If I have to watch hockey, I'll be a hockey boy. Already am. I shouldn't say changing up my tune. I already am a Rangers fan. Go New York Rangers.
The biggest.
Yeah.
Dude, NHL playoffs are like legit entertaining.
I've catched a couple of the Stanley Cup games.
You have?
Yeah, like I've caught a couple if they're on at a bar, but obviously I'll make my own bar at my place. But
I think that's one sport that's really going to miss fans not being in attendance. I'm assuming fans aren't going to be in attendance. I don't know for sure, but I mean, why would they be?
Yeah.
And that's one where it's like, whenever a goal is
fans
scored
are
in Stanley
crazy,
Cup,
man.
that place explodes, and
Yeah.
that makes it really fun. So I mean, I could watch baseball, no fans, absolutely no problem.
Mm,
I'm actually
yeah.
starting to get kind of sour on the. At first, I was kind of in on crowd noise.
I hate it. I hate it. No,
Really?
just
And I think it's
I liked
terrible.
it.
But what's even worse was, and
I know where this is going.
we were watching Brewers Cubs, and all the time they kept trying to overlay the stands with MLB The Show crowds. And if you don't know what MLB The Show crowds look like, they look like something straight out of a PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
And they kept poorly overlaying them over like actual shots.
Half of their legs are cut off.
I mean, and it was awful.
Oh, come on.
It was the damn eyesore. And then Zach over here.
I thought it was
God.
neat. I thought it was pretty cool. I had no idea they were doing that. So I thought I was like,
I don't think
watching
anybody
old-
did.
Okay, I mean, apparently not, because I didn't see news about it until after the game. So I thought I was like watching, because I was watching on Reddit streams. So I was like, fuck, am I catching a replay or something of like a game from last year? But then it cuts over again to like no fans. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And I thought it was pretty cool. I like the idea. I think the idea is there.
Oh, sure, the idea's fine until it's like
is awful.
you have a static image of the stands, and then the crowd's like kind of
Yeah.
moving over. It's so ham-fisted. It was awful.
Oh, it was
I just don't
awesome.
understand like what they were trying to do. The massive news story for 2 months has been there aren't going to be any fans there. And then they're like, you know what? We're going to make it seem like we got fans here. It's like, what the fuck are we
time.
doing here?
I don't get
And then
really
half the
get
time
the
they showed the empty
reasoning.
stands.
Yeah, I know. Like, if you're going to, that's one thing, that's the biggest thing I have an issue with. If you're going to do it, then fucking go all out and do it the entire goddamn time. I don't
No,
care.
instead what they do is they just have it like, hey, you guys remember what fans look like? Yes, I do. Thank you.
I just don't get like I don't get the one thing. I think it's neat, and it would probably I would get sick of it after a couple of games. The GOAT level thing to do is what the Brewers are doing with the cardboard cutouts. That's the GOAT level thing, because then it looks like they're there. You can pay for a little cardboard cutout. It's pretty fun, but
Dude. Okay, the Brewers, yeah, a lot of teams are doing that.
Mm-hmm.
The Red Sox are doing it the best. Have you heard what the Red Sox are doing?
no, I had no idea what they're doing.
So I'm sure they're selling cardboard cutoffs for like behind home plate or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
but they're also selling cardboard cutouts for on top of the Green Monster for like $500 a piece. You get your cardboard cutout there for one game, and if a player hits a home run and it hits your cardboard cutoff, you win your entry fee back and 2 tickets to any game you want to go to next year.
Oh, that's filthy.
Yeah,
That is sick.
no.
I know the Brewers did. If like any ball hits your cardboard cutout, you get the ball.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's cool. But oh my god, dude! That's like a gambling thing too. That'd be fun as hell.
Yeah, it's basically
raffle,
like a super expensive raffle ticket. Yeah.
That's fucking.
See,
awesome.
I like that. I think that's very cool. But then you have like on opening night, you had Dodgers Giants, and you had what would have been a really like powerful picture. It was Mookie Betts during the national anthem. You know, he was kneeling down, and I think you had Max Muncy to his right, Cody Bellinger to his left. You know, hand on his shoulders. It was gonna be a real nice statement, real powerful picture. And then you just have 15 cutouts in the back room of some dude cheesing during the middle of it with some thumbs up smile. It's like, way to kill the mood, dude.
Oh my god.
Those cutouts just took the piss out of what would have been something that was a real nice statement, but no.
Imagine like if like a player, and they like get hit really badly by a ball like around like in the ear hole or whatever, and then like it's like a really terrible like replays on the ground, medics coming out, and then you just see like the crowd with the cutouts are just go Dodgers or whatever. That would be pretty bad.
So, Bill, well, I'm just going to say, I don't know if you're going to move on from the MLB, but Bill Shiken just tweeted, Rob Manfred on MLB Network. Marlins won't play tomorrow in Miami either. They'll play in Baltimore on Wednesday if test results warrant. So does that mean they're if like 6 of these guys then have negative tests, are those guys then allowed to play? Also, those guys who aren't allowed to play, like this is what I thought the point of the expanded roster was, where if guys test positive, it doesn't matter who it is, you're out until you test negative, and then you just that's the point of the expanded roster. You have guys fill in for them, right?
Yeah. I thought that's what I thought. So I think that's what makes sense, but I don't know anymore.
Yeah, it's weird.
I
man.
mean, hopefully it is that simple. You know, you get the 7-8 guys out of there. I'm sure the Marlins replacement level dudes are just as bad, so I'm sure they won't really skip a beat. I just hope it can be such a simple thing to just, you know, replace him like that. I think the smart thing to do, if you're going to play, just take out that whole starting lineup for like 3 or 4 days. Send in the quote-unquote taxi squad, which is the guys on the roster that's supposed to be a secret thing for some reason, but they can come up at any time. Let them go and just play a few games, wait a few days, see how symptoms go, yada, yada, and play ball.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Kyle, you know who Brandon Nimmo is? Zach, do you know who Brandon Nimmo is?
I don't know who that is.
He's a player for the Mets. Brandon Nimmo was asked if, in response to the Marlins situation, he would consider wearing a mask on the field and be more hesitant to high-five his teammates in the dugout. His answer: actually, for me, I think the mask does more harm than good. While we're inside, I definitely want to take my precautions. I've got gloves on my hands when I'm hitting, so when I high-five someone, I've got gloves on and they've got gloves on. We're around each other quite a bit, but we're keeping that 6-foot distance. If it happened to spread that way, I guess then so be it. What can you do? No, it doesn't make me more cautious. I still want to go out there and have fun and try and make this as normal as possible. Yada, yada, yada. I could have stopped reading after the first sentence because that was mainly what I was reading it for. I think the mask does more harm than good.
Yeah, because everything he said after that, it's like, sounded kind of reasonable.
Yeah.
Kind of glossed over the mask. There's more harm than good. Hey, I'm all for eradicating diseases and all that. I think vaccines are terrible, but I really hate polio, and I don't think anybody should get it. It's like, what? Huh?
God.
Yo, go back to that first part.
Where do you draw? Where do you draw that conclusion? I think the mask does more harm, and then
Facebook.
he just.
Well, I'm just saying that's one of those Facebook things. I just saw one that was like, if your mask works, then why do I need to wear one? And it's like,
it's supposed to be this like mic drop post. I've seen that shared hundreds of
Oh!
times. It's supposed to be this like, what now, sweetie? Like I've seen it. Like it's supposed to be like a
libtard.
Like, so
how many
much.
people even like? I love in my mind to just say, dumb boomers love these takes.
No,
it's not. I've seen
not.
plenty of people our age coming out of the woodwork with garbage takes as well, because they're boomer posting all this stuff, and it's like, how do you not think for like 5 seconds? But they literally live in that their own little bubble. You know what I'm saying? Like they can't get out of it. It's an echo chamber.
If no one challenges the idea at all, they aren't either. They're just gonna go along with it. Oh my god.
Sports are never going to be played again. I've come to that conclusion.
I think the NFL is going to be played no matter what.
Oh,
there is no
Kyle,
way.
because it's a man's sport, Kyle. That's how.
How the hell is the NFL going to play? Baseball makes so much sense. It's very spread apart. Basketball, it's close contact, but
the bubble
it's
works.
A smaller operation. You can put it in a bubble. How the hell are you going to bring 53 dudes in, not including your coaches, training staff, front office guys, across the country weekly?
You know what I say? You just bring the starters. You bring 22 guys. You bring the head coach, the offensive coordinator, the defensive coordinator, some people on your training staff, and that's it. Let's see if these millionaire athletes can play a full game like I used to back in high school.
Offense and defense.
Why 22? Your best 11 guys versus my best 11 guys. Chuck Bednarik, he didn't have to sit down. He played both sides of the ball. Why can't Sally Odell Beckham play a little bit of linebacker. Am I right?
I just have visions of like NFL Street of getting sacks with Brett Favre. Like, how sick would that be? But
I mean, listen, Mike Vick was a cheat code all over the damn field. You could have put him anywhere.
Yep.
Do you know how many interceptions I got with Randy Moss in that game?
Oh my god,
that's man's football, and that's how you limit it.
Oh
11
man,
on 11.
I don't think football's being played. It will be played. It's not. It's not. I would take the under of 4.5 weeks played. I would take the under.
Under, definitely under.
Yeah, I think again, and this has been my thing. When Vic Fangio dies in week 2, people are not gonna. He's an old dude. I mean, he's in that age you don't want to get.
Tom Coughlin.
Yeah, like,
that's what I mean. There are a lot of those. There are actually a decent amount of coaches that are like at high risk. Like, I love Andy Reid, but Andy Reid is
you don't
a
want
big
him
boy, and he's like 70 years old. You know, like.
Glad we got Matt LaFleur. I'll say
no
it.
kidding.
Yeah,
oh, Jesus.
Yeah, he'll make it through.
Mike McCarthy could never.
Oh man, you gotta love the Goots strategy of getting Jordan Love just in case Aaron Rodgers kicks the can.
Playing checkers, everybody else he's playing chess. Everybody's playing checkers.
Oh my god! But there's literally no fucking way. I'm glad to see the players so optimistic because it seems like they genuinely really want to play. They agreed on the terms for the new season. There's no way it fucking happens. There's just none. Oh my god. And I think training camps are starting soon. I could be wrong with that, but I remember seeing, like, stuff they're trying to start soon. But, like, I've already accepted there's going to be no football in, like, October. I think they'll postpone the season.
Man, I can't wait for some fantasy football drafting. Me and the fellas getting together. Oh, it's going to be great.
Getting together.
NFL training camp starts this week.
Oh, okay, boy.
Yeah. I can't wait to draft a hypothetical team and be like, man, I would have won this year. That'll be, wow, how sad is that?
Look, I drafted Justin Verlander, Corey Kluber, and Jordan Alvarez. It'd be a real shame if baseball had to get canceled and my team just got dissolved and everybody got their money back. I'm just saying it'd be a real shame.
Yeah. Oh my god. But like, what do you even do as a solution for the NFL? What do you do?
You don't watch the NFL. And you watch the NBA, because that's the one thing I actually care about right now. I mean, I'm loving baseball while it's going on. I'm all with it.
Yo.
I'm just focused on the NBA after that. NFL, I can't even begin to get excited about that yet.
My defense mechanisms will not let me because I know it's not going to happen. I want to be excited for the season. I can't
be hurt. I don't want to be hurt again.
It's almost August, and I haven't even, like, gotten excited about the NFL season at all, or fantasy football, which I would usually be knees deep in already. I can't, because I know it's not going to happen. I mean, unless you toss... No, not even, like, ventilators on them would fucking work. Like, it just... There is no situation where this works. And I'm sad to say
it seems like you guys are forgetting about Oakley's face shield that they came up with.
Oh, yeah, the one with the holes in it. That was the dumbest shit ever.
Science.
Why? This guy just comes up. I got a solution.
They need to wear those like no helmets, and they need to wear those like face shields you see at like Quick Trip employees wear. That's what you need to be wearing.
It's funny because they also came out and said that those don't work. The face shields do not work. You need a face covering.
No shit. Look at all the open air underneath them. Who thought that was a good idea?
Right. I've seen those with the big, just like a big fucking like glass. I think they thought it was like people coughing on them and like literal.
Yeah, I could see that might help, like, on top of wearing a mask. You know,
double down.
Like, kind of like, you know, sometimes when I talk, I spit a little bit, you know what I mean? If I get excited about what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Helps with that, too.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But speaking of the NBA, did you guys see what, like, Kyrie Irving said? Kyrie Irving is like, pledging $1.5 million to pay WNBA players for those who either want to sit out because of the coronavirus or because of, like, injustice, which I'm assuming is like I know like Maya Moore is like taking time off of basketball to help like social injustice issues. Like she just got a man out of prison who was falsely accused of, I think, murder or rape or something like that.
I think it was a rape. Regardless,
so you got a man who was, she got a man who was whatever. She's taking time off of basketball, or if it's like because of. My dogs are big fans of what Maya Moore is doing.
Get him. Tear down the patriarchy, Maya.
But what I think is like craziest to me is that could pay up to around 15 to 16 WNBA players' salaries.
Yeah.
Do you guys know what the average WNBA salary is?
What?
Boy.
It's like $116,000.
Damn.
Look, somehow that's actually more than I was gonna guess.
I was gonna say
really sad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I thought it would have been like $70K.
I swear, for every like weird thing Kyrie does, he does like 2 things that are really cool. I can't get a grasp on him.
He makes no
boggles my
sense.
mind.
I
Like
think
this,
he means
very
well.
cool. I think he means well, and then he goes and says the Earth is flat. It's like,
Yeah.
where? What?
But
Huh?
Whatever. Everybody can have their own opinion on
No,
facts.
not
You
if-
can
not
have
if
your
you
own
think the Earth
opinion
is
on
flat.
facts. You can have it.
No.
No. Yeah, you cannot have that. No, Kyrie, every time, he does a lot of cool shit. He also does a lot of shit that it's like, wow, what the fuck are you saying?
In my opinion, water
I
isn't
think
flat.
that got taken out of context a little bit.
No, it didn't.
It's like if you,
Provide the context.
well, I'm
then.
pretty sure like the whole quote was kind of like you need to question things, that like just because you're told by some sort of higher power, and I don't know if these are the words he's saying, you can't just take everything at what somebody says. Do your own research, that sort of thing.
I don't know, man. I'm not going to do the mental gymnastics to try to prove
Yeah.
his point.
Yeah.
The man said the Earth was flat.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not playing that game.
Yeah. But man,
Good on him. And what
Right.
we're talking about right now, what did get taken out of context for Kyrie was, I think when they were talking about like he was willing to like not play the season and everything like that, but it was like he's willing to play. He just wanted to really make sure, like, everybody had all the facts before they were going to play, but they ran with that story and then, like, oh, we should make a new league and everything. It's like, that's not really what he was getting at.
that was also
That
with
one I
like
give him credit.
that was like with Dwight, and also like even Corver came out and he was like, hey, if no one wants to play, I won't play, but if everyone says we want to play, I'll play. Like it was kind of like you can spin that sentence in so many ways and say Kyle Korver does not want to compete for a championship, like
Right.
But man, the NBA bubble has been the center of my joy for the last couple of days. All this stuff is so fun to watch. Like we're watching fun basketball, we're watching fun things coming out of this weird experiment that we'll never be able to experience this again. This weird experiment.
We're watching Lou Will get suspended for getting hot wings at a strip club.
Yeah.
I mean, life's great. This is a wild time to be alive. He's literally suspended 10 days. He's got a quarantine. And,
good. Great.
He did
That
get
is
some
a
support.
great...
So he got some pushback and some support from 2 different athletes, and my God, what 2 athletes to be weighing in on the takes here. So that was this whole thing. At first, it was reported that Lou Will he got quarantined. He was at a strip club, and everybody's like, oh, come on. He's like, A, bring James Harden if you're going to go to a strip club. B,
It was just the restaurant. The strip club part was shut down.
Yeah. That came out later, and it was just for the wings.
Mm-hmm.
Then on one hand, you had Kendrick Perkins, who, like he does with every other player, hops on Twitter, starts spouting off about a bunch of bullshit, and gets promptly shit on by everybody. And then on the other hand, he had a savior come from the clouds to back him up. Do you guys know who it was?
Shannon
I
Sharp.
don't know.
No, way better. Johnny Manziel came out from the woodwork and said those wings are the best wings he's also ever had, and he can't blame Lou Will.
I I thought he said he came out and defending Kendrick Perkins.
Oh, no.
I was like,
No.
yikes. Oh,
So
yeah.
Lou Will really getting it from all sides.
That's actually, like, that's a thing, apparently. I was watching, I'm forgetting what his name is. The Wob, the Worldwide Wob,
Rob Perez.
And he was like running down the whole situation. He brought up like multiple quotes from athletes saying those are the best wings in the world, and it was because he was going. A close family member died, so he was in the area, and he said, "I want something good to eat." Went there for the wings.
Blame the man.
The 10-day. That's protocol. This isn't singling him out. If that's just protocol, and this is why the bubble works well, is because that's protocol. You leave the bubble, you have to quarantine. What a great fucking that's a great system. Obviously, free the man for the wings. Like, I get it, but someone, I forgot who it was. Maybe if you guys, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but someone literally ordered like Grubhub, and just because he put his arm out of the bubble, quarantined.
Yeah, somebody on the Grizzlies. I can't remember who it was.
Yeah.
But and then you have all these other stories, like Montrezl Harrell, who the super sleuths on Twitter found out that it was him who invited some chick into the bubble.
Oh no!
And yeah, so yeah, she tweeted about being invited to the bubble. The Twitter super sleuths found out only one NBA player was following her, and it was Montrezl Harrell.
Oh no! No!
And look. I saw her Twitter. I scrolled through the media. I can't blame the man.
Yeah, that's fair, yeah. Did you I don't know if you guys, I don't know if this is true or not. This might not be a real source, but I did hear
slander.
something. I did hear something about how the NBA was looking into bringing in some adult entertainers. I'm not sure if that's true. But I don't think
that's true.
I don't think that's the worst idea in the world.
Look, I don't think it's true. Adam Silver's a pretty cool dude.
Adam Silver, yeah, dude, the bubble is so sick. I'm so jealous. I wish I could live in the bubble. My God.
I wish I was rich and affluent enough to complain about the meals that they've been getting every night. Because I look at some of that shit, it's like, here's that shrimp and steak and all that. I'm like, it's pretty good. I don't know.
And then I look down and I'm like proud of my supper, and it's just like mac and cheese with extra cheese, and it's like, oh man.
I cut up some hot dogs and put it in there.
Yeah. Maybe added a little sauce to it. I don't fucking know. But no kidding. Like, I got my steak sent to me in styrofoam. What is this? It's a little dry.
Dude, I need some gourmet shit off styrofoam. I couldn't care less.
No kidding, man. To be someone in the bubble, and the entertainment they have on the weekends is so cool. Even though Dwight Howard was the only one who went to like one of the DJs, because they had like a pool party area with a DJ there, and apparently Dwight Howard was the only one present. Like, goddamn. Oh man, I wish I could.
Everybody else just stay in there or just do their own weird thing in the bubble.
Well, because like you can go fishing. I know like there's a couple guys who are obsessed with going fishing. I've seen, like, there's golfing, so, I mean, that's a big one that people fuck with.
Damn.
Dude, imagine if Michael Jordan was in the NBA for this. He'd be at the holes smoking cigars and then going out to play the finals. Yeah, well, yeah. He'd find a way out of the bubble. But, man, the bubble looks so sick.
There's no way LeBron James is in the bubble. I refuse
to be.
I refuse to believe that LeBron James is not just doing. Even other NBA players, when they were bitching about the food, a couple of them were just like, "You know damn well LeBron ain't eating this shit."
Well, they get the better shit. I mean, that's just how like the upper teams get. Like, did you see Damian Lillard's suite? He like, I mean, they know what they're doing. They're giving the star players the best of the best. Damian Lillard's is like one of the best suites in Disney. They literally just give the better teams, the better players. They give them better shit. Like, it's just how it is.
As they should.
You can't give everyone
Look,
like
the Suns. The Bucks can get some of that.
Right.
That's
the
all
Suns are
I'm
not.
sure Giannis
has, he's got the same. Every like big name gets like the big. Damian Lillard's is literally bigger than like a house. There was someone on Reddit saying like, he's like, yep, this is whatever square foot. It's bigger than my house. And, like, he's got it all to himself, so it's literally got a double door, it's a presidential suite, so it's got, like, the double doors in. It's insane. So like
Sounds good. That sounds real good.
Right. So like they had to get their stars there somewhere. So LeBron just probably has like the dude's probably in the fucking castle in Disney World. Like he's got the whole castle.
He's in Harry Potter world. He's in he's in some bullshit in there.
They sent him to Hogwarts. But yeah,
I mean, he's got to still get tacos every Tuesday, right? Is he still doing Taco Tuesday in the bubble?
Tuesday.
Tacos.
he's got
Tuesday.
he's gotta.
One can hope.
I wouldn't be able to sleep at night knowing LeBron wasn't getting his Taco Tuesday. But
I'm so excited for some real basketball though. This week, finally starting up again. DraftKings, I'll be popping off on there.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's kind of just slightly going back, kind of.
So, one thing I was just looking at Twitter at the trend at what was trending, and I saw Michael Kopech was trending, and he's a pitcher for the White Sox. And I was like, oh shit, what's going on with Michael Kopech? So he decided he's not going to play this season. I thought, well, good for him. It's COVID-19 related. You know what I mean? But no, his wife had announced that she was pregnant a few days ago, and then he filed for a divorce.
Oh no.
And he said he's not playing because of personal reasons, but so either Michael Kopech is an absolute dickhead, or that kid's not his.
That kid's not his.
Yeah.
That kid's not his.
Look, I'm not one to oh boy.
Go on.
I'm not one to pry into a man's private matters. Something's up.
There's something going on there.
Oh,
I think he's been a little busy recently with other things. I don't know. Oh boy.
Man.
Yeah.
It was up to him. My God. I hope
one of those two is in the wrong.
Right. That's brutal, dude.
So
Holy
good luck
shit.
to Michael Kopech. Hope he doesn't catch COVID. And yikes.
Hopefully, if that kid is his, he's a good father, as I expect he will be.
Yeah. But what
Catch
an
the next
asshole.
episode of the Farmcast where we break down the possible candidates of whose kid is Michael Kopech's wife's. Can't wait to find out.
Oh my God.
His wife, soon to be ex-wife, is a Riverdale actress, Vanessa Morgan. So Zach, I know you like Riverdale.
Huge.
Yeah. Couldn't tell you who that is.
Yeah, but yeah, I saw that and just had to read it off because it was very jarring. Expecting
That's
to
a
see
lot.
he's worried about his family during this pandemic,
Right.
and it's just, nope, he filed for divorce from his wife, who just announced she's having his kid.
There's like a bunch of like minor leaguers that have weird outside I can't remember what team he was for, but there's this minor league player. His wife is like the press secretary of the United States. Like, it's
What?
really, yeah. I can't remember what team he's on. I can't remember his name either. But yeah, like just out of nowhere, that's just a thing.
That's weird.
Hey, they're scouting talent. They're hedging their
listen.
bets, some would say.
Listen,
Yeah.
they're gonna win in some respects.
Yeah. Oh. You guys got anything else for us today?
Wait and see. Well, every day we get sports is a blessing because it's probably gonna go pretty soon. So let's enjoy it while it's here.
Right. That's all we can do. We can't stop Derek Jeter from rigging.
Cheating.
From literally
cheating,
trying
yeah.
to sabotage sports.
From literally
Thanks,
trying to
Derek.
kill his team.
Just like he did throughout his NBA career, cheat. Everybody, or
MLB.
Yeah.
everybody
But hey,
knows this.
Hey, you know what people can do while they're waiting for the future of sports? They
What's
can
that?
subscribe to the Farmcast on all streaming platforms on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, and video on YouTube. You can also leave us a 5-star review. That's fun. My favorite sport is seeing how quickly I can leave a 5-star review. Or how quickly you can.
And
All of the coolest
hey.
people I know, they always do.
Yeah.
And for those who are so concerned about having to wear a mask, this is a sport you can play that you don't need to wear a mask if you're in the comfort of your own home.
It's
That's
true.
right.
It's true. It's a COVID free You get
Yes.
it. Also,
Yeah.
you can also follow us on social media for more Time Killers Without Sports on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, at the Farmcast Pod,
TikTok.
and TikTok. But yeah, thank you for listening to another episode of the Farmcast. We'll see you on next episode. Take care, stay safe, and bye.